Is this serial killer really a 10-year-old boy? Today we're playing a very different kind of game than we usually do on this channel. A real-life creepy mystery I stumbled upon, or at least I hope it's a mystery game and not some freaky serial killer who needs everyone to know how smart he is. Because guess what, serial killer? I also need everyone to know how smart I am. So I'll play your little game, even though a big part of my brain is telling me not to get involved. The way this all started is that I received a nice, normal comment on one of my gaming shorts. I pretty much always click on your profiles to see who I'm responding to, but in this case, things were weirder than usual. And that's saying something, honestly, because this channel is for the freaks. Anyway, the account was pretty much brand new and they had just one video up. It gave me a bad feeling in my stomach, like, is this a legitimate insane person, or what are we doing here? By pure chance, I just happened to read about a famous YouTube mystery last week called Unfavorable Semicircle, where someone was dumping lots and lots of mysterious videos on YouTube and people were obsessed with trying to figure out why. Especially two videos that were deemed especially important called Lock and De-Lock. Anyway, I figured what the hell, I'll give this 5 minutes and see if I can get anywhere. I didn't recognize the symbols, so I tried using whatthefont.com to identify them, but that didn't work, so I took a capture of the video and pulled it into Photoshop to compare with the other symbol-based fonts I had. Bingo, our killer is working with wingdings. That's not exactly true detective level serial killering, but then again, that's probably the hardest cryptography I could actually handle. I found a conversion table, and even then it took me an embarrassing 10 minutes to figure out this first message with any certainty. Okay, this first part decodes to, "You are alone." The main body is, "This is your fault. Why have you left me? Here to suffer, to rot." Alright, so that's our first main clue, but what other information can we gather from this upload? There is this message in the video description tagging this animation account, which seems to belong to a kid that does drawing. This is probably a friend of the poster, or maybe the creator of this mystery on another channel. Is it you? So that's a new fear involved in this game, that I solve these riddles for months, finally roll up to whatever location to dig up my buried chest of gold, and my national treasure fantasy ends up more like an episode of To Catch a Predator.
Here to tell us what you're doing here?
On the flip side, if it is a kid and he put all this work into making a fun mystery for us, it would probably put a smile on his face if we engaged with it and didn't just leave him hanging. Maybe I'm just overly sensitive to that as a failed novelist and filmmaker. I'm not complaining or saying it's unfair, but it's a pretty horrible feeling when you put all of your energy into something and then you just can't get anyone to care. Subscribe to the channel. Anyway, the message to this animation page was the same as above. You are alone. Then there's a church tagged in the post, Lake Oswego, Oregon. I thought I'd go looking for him, but even on Google Maps I got a creepy feeling like I was being watched. Is it you? So I posted my response to the killer. I'm just gonna call them the killer now, by the way, even if it is just some kid. You know, I'm trying to keep us all entertained here. So I warned the killer I was gonna make this video to see if any of you could help me figure this out, and they responded that I was right, and they boldly gave me 2 more hints. A forced god, the lake is where he bled his tears. And then, minutes later, they posted another video. This time the title was my channel name, which I'll admit freaked me out a little. Like, I guess we're really part of this now. The second video description also features another church. Unlike the first one, it links to a YouTube page, but that church doesn't have its location listed. The first church link didn't really work at all though, so I think it's more about the name itself than the YouTube account. When I searched that, I found a second church in Oregon, about an hour from the first one, which is in Lake Oswego. Whatever we're looking for seems to be in that area, so until I get a better clue, I'm going to assume that Lake Oswego is the lake where a forced god bled his tears. I googled Lake Oswego to see if there were any local legends or historical events about the lake that mentioned bleeding or tears. Surprisingly, I found nothing. I was hoping for some kind of Twin Peaks or Alan Wake town origin story, a historical murder, maybe a witch hunt, or some Native American legend about the lake, but nothing seemed to fit. When I finally tried to decode the second video addressed to me though, I hit a wall. It seemed to be a YouTube link, but I couldn't get that link to work, and I couldn't figure out what characters were wrong in my solution. I tried to use ChatGPT to find a brute force solution, but it insisted that it couldn't scrape the web and check the over 600 link solutions that it generated for me, which I thought was pretty funny. So if you're watching this, I need your help. I made this video to prove how smart I was, and now I've been outsmarted by probably a 10-year-old boy. But apes together strong, so please help me translate the second video into what I think is a YouTube link, which will take us to, I don't know. So just to summarize, I have no idea what we're looking for or where this journey will take us, but here are all the clues we have so far. I don't have enough room in my Brooklyn apartment to put up a crazy person conspiracy wall, so I'm just going to make one here. If you have any additional thoughts about any of these elements that I didn't consider in the video, please leave a comment and let me know. We have the two churches, probably in Oregon, the message from the first video, the eyes in the video, which I think is some kind of god or demon, the musical tone from the first video. The second video, I can't find a good answer for, so please help me with that. Lake Oswego itself, and then the animation account mentioned in the first video. So there's a link to this mystery channel below in my video description. Let me know if you figure anything else out, and if you do, I'll include you in the next video in the series. And just as an addendum to this video, and in the interest of full disclosure, since I started working on this investigation, the killer reached out in a YouTube post and very sweetly offered to make me a Halloween profile picture. Which, like, this is the first time a subscriber or fan has ever wanted to do anything like that, and it made me feel really good. Like I was some kind of real man hero equivalent to a firefighter or a pro wrestler. So go check out his channel, maybe subscribe, and see if you can help me figure out what's going on over there.